listen to. It's like, it's okay to fucking be insecure.
Yeah.
It's okay to fucking cry if that's what you need to. You fucking feel better. If anything, you're fucking stronger for doing it.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I think we talked about it before on one of the pods, but yeah, like the male suicide rate is way higher. It's because I feel like we don't have a lot of the same type of companionship, or we never feel good enough to be like, all right, I'm just going to fucking break down. And that's okay. Like, you have to at least acknowledge that it's there.
Yeah.
I'm pretty good about it. Like, I'm like, I am alone at a certain amount of time where I don't have like technology and shit. So I'm pretty connected on that level. Like, I do take care of myself on that level. Okay, where am I at? And I know most of the mind shit is bullshit.
Yeah.
Any negativity you're feeling, fucking regret or it's anxious. One of the two. And it's fucking bullshit because you're making up the fucking future that doesn't exist, or you're lamenting about some shit that needs no more. You know, learn from your shit and just stay where you're at.
Yeah.
But I haven't always been like that, so it
takes time, dude. It takes time and wisdom, fucking lots of learning through like different experiences in life to get to that level. And even then you may not even get there. Because some people don't always heal through that shit.
Dude, I had a brother.
Like, we're talking about it like it's so fucking easy. You know what I mean? But it's not, dude. There's very few people that actually have this fucking state of mind.
No, I agree. I watched my fucking brother die in 2012. And when my brother died, I literally, anything someone said to me, I was like, fuck off.
Yeah.
I'm like, if they were bitching about their day, I just wanted to punch them in their fucking face. And be like, that was how I dealt with shit, was just anger. It wasn't like I was I was bawling my eyes out and shit when my brother died, but it was more like, I want to fucking you're a little bitch because all you do is. But I was able to turn that over time.
Like, you don't appreciate shit type thing. You know what I mean? Like, you're just bitching about it. Like, you're fucking alive right now, dude. You don't appreciate shit.
Yeah, and I was just like, you know, and I was really bad to my girlfriend at that time. Like, I was a fucking dick. Like, she would bitch about work. I'd be like, shut the fuck up. Like, I wouldn't want to be around me. I'd be like, God, you're a fucking psycho.
First podcast of 2020, the Dog Life, the next decade.
2020.
Cheers, buddy. Happy to be ringing in this first one with ya.
My vision's feeling 2020 right now.
Yeah. That's in hindsight, right?
Hindsight, foresight, shit. I don't fucking know anymore.
And for the first song of 2020 that I abused the fuck out of when I was at the gym today, Sleepwalker by Millennium. I listened to, you know what I'm talking about? Dude, there's something about hot. I am the worst when it comes to just abusing the fuck out of songs.
Like, just repeating it 10 times.
It's bad. No, I listened to that shit for over an hour straight, and that's not even like my worst offense. I'll find dude, there's been some songs I've just been so fucking hooked on. It's like, I'll listen to it for like over 2 hours straight to the point where I hate the fucking song anymore. I'll even try switching songs. I'm like, okay, let me try to listen to this. I'm like, no, I just gotta have it.
Did that shit get you charged up while you were working out?
It did. It got me charged up and just like put me in the zone, and gave me like some weird like just mental like high and shit.
Because that's not like a super heavy track.
It's not.
Yeah.
I was just like feeling it.
But that can get you in your feels. That can get you in your feels.
It just got me in my zone. I love like being in that feeling of like in that zone with like music, and you're at the gym, you're fucking just pumping, dude.
Right.
There's something about like, you choose the right song, dude, you're gonna be lifting heavier weights that day.
Well, you chose the right song for an hour straight.
It was a good day at the gym.
Fucking right, dude.
Have you ever done that to just abuse the fuck out of a song like that?
Oh, are you fucking kidding me? Fuck yeah. Ganja White Night, I abused the fuck out of that song that they played on Snowda for the first song of New Year's Eve or New Year's. Champagne, that shit is so fucking hot. I abused the fuck out of that for like 10 days straight.
Okay.
It was like my bitch. I know every nook and cranny of that fucking song.
Yeah.
Like, any little sound effect that comes and goes, like,
yup, you got it. You're making it at the exact same time.
Like, I fucking know exactly what's going on.
Here comes where they blast off a missile right here.
Yeah, exactly. It goes
at 57.25 seconds.
No, but it was so sweet though, like being so close to that shit, and like that song's meant a lot to me, and like to have that be the first one of the new year, it
made it even more special for you.
Like,
and top of Ganja.
Yeah.
Thank God for them. Thank God for day 2 of Snowlight. Because I'll be honest, after listening to a lot of the day 1 artists, dude, they didn't really impress me that much, and it got to a point where like all their shit just sounded the same. Zed's Dead set was cool, but I feel like I've heard them play that same set before. Maybe I've just seen them too much by now.
Yeah,
I don't know.
No, they played a very similar set the last time that they were at the Armory.
Mhm.
Like they dropped that old Motown shit. Like,
Yeah.
Ain't No Mountain High Enough.
They
like,
did.
at the same exact time in their set as before. So it did sound a little like, wait a minute, I've heard this shit before. But yeah, I agree. The first time was, I don't know, it was.
I don't know, dude.
Like,
There's something about this sometimes in the EDM festivals or
shit starts to blend
they
together.
all sound the fucking same.
Yeah.
Like you said, like I couldn't tell the difference between any of the fucking artists.
No, I totally feel that. Like I was digging Zomboy's set just because I like his energy. Like he's really into what fuck he's doing. Like he is full on committed to what's going on. Like,
I like Zomboy, dude.
Yeah, like live, his energy is fucking palpable. Like you feel that shit when he's in the room. But he was probably my favorite set. I can't remember the lineup.
Okay, me neither. We could look it up, Kirk. The one person that I had never heard of, that granted we didn't see anyone that was on the second stage, but that soft is hard chick,
oh yeah,
dude, I actually really liked her set. I've never heard of her before.
I know.
She kind of plays that.
I was expecting a dude to walk out when I saw the name. Like,
yeah, she's like just tiny little girl. She kind of plays just like upbeat, like happy hardcore type shit, but then has some heavy drops. But I love that shit, dude.
Oh yeah,
I love that like just high pitched vocals, fast paced.
Yeah,
dude.
It was. Yeah, it felt like some big room type shit.
I'll still stand behind Every Time We Touch by Cascada.
Yeah,
dude. There's if you think about it, there's still isn't a song that slams quite as hard as that.
No, I know. Dude, what gets the crowd bumping like that? Hard. I know, everyone's like,
dude, it just gets everyone going still.
Yeah. No, yeah, I agree. Her set was really interesting. I don't know if it was the guys before her. It was like 3 guys. I think they were called like Turnium Sound.
The first one was pretty cool, day 2. I can't fucking remember his name too. Maybe it'll just be best for us to fucking pull up the schedule here. I'll pull it up while we're chatting.
I think that, if I'm not mistaken, they kind of went off kilter for the second day set, so I don't know if we'll get it accurate or not. But there was some genre that sounded like, it was like, I was calling it like swamp trance, but it's
swamp trance.
It's actually called like deep, dark, and dangerous or some shit like that. Ooh. And I think it was Turnium Sound, but it was like really heavy wubs and you know what I mean? But like kind of lighter beats, but heavy wubs. But I thought their shit was really cool. At least day 2, there's a lot of different types of shit going on.
Yep.
There's a lot of fucking parody.
Here we go, right here.
Yeah, Turnian Sound, I thought was like one of the more interesting ones. Big Wild was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it, yeah, Big Wild was dope.
Big Gigantic is really fucking cool too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I got something to say about that Big Wild guy. That group, they completely just came in, because before that is nothing but just like hardcore, like dubstep.
Well, it was Dion Timmer, right?
Right before him. Saying all this like super heavy shit for like a day and a half at this point, actually. If you've been there for 2 days, you've heard nothing but just like loud fucking bass in your face.
It was a lot of bass music.
Headbanging.
It was a lot of bass music.
And Big Wild comes on and just completely opposite genre, totally different style, different funk, different swag.
Yeah,
but dude,
live instruments.
I think it's what people needed, dude.
No, yeah.
Like it was like rejuvenating to hear like the different style after you've heard nothing but bass for a day and a half.
Right.
And it probably made everyone's like mind kind of like reset. So it's like, okay, now we're ready for some ganja.
Yeah.
We're ready for the wubs.
That's why you want to go to a festival. Like you want to see a bunch of different type of shit. And like kind of what you were saying the first night, I felt like it was a lot of similar type stuff. Even though I like all the artists, like I love 1788L. I like Drolo's not very heavy. Drolo's very like groovy. But yeah, G Jones, Zomboy, Zed's Dead were all like throwing down pretty hard. But I enjoyed it all, really. But I think I was a bigger fan of night 2.
Yeah, me too, for sure.
But I mean, Ganja's just on fire right now. Their whole one album, super fucking fire, and they're playing a bunch of shit from that. And yeah, Big G. I had seen Big G about a year ago at Skyway.
Okay.
And it was unfortunately like a very similar set to that. So I was kind of like, fuck, like I was hoping to hear like something a little bit different.
Yeah.
Just like, oh, I've heard like.
And it's like, how many it's easy as being a fan, like saying that shit. Like, I wonder, man, like being
you gotta have a game plan.
DJ, you do.
You gotta have a game plan. It's not like they can just come and throw like. This is a very well-crafted set. Like these are the top EDM artists in the world.
Right.
Like I'm not fucking hating. It's just like, damn, like
it's like, damn, you played that same set again. You know, at the same time.
I hate to fucking say that though, because I know how much work it takes. And like they're crispy as Big G is very crispy.
And especially when you spend probably like fucking hours like preparing just like one set. Like do you want to spend hours and hours to only play one set one time?
And think about what they all have synced up to their shit. Like they have their backing track playing, their DJing, the dude's drumming to it, homeboys playing the sax to it. Like they have a lot of moving parts to put together like a flowing set. Like
I liked Dion Timmer the most, dude. I think out of everything, I like. I
he's
just
goofy,
love that,
man.
dude.
Like, yeah, I know. Like,
with this very extra dude, and fuck, dude's like only 18 or 19 years old.
right? Yeah. Like, I was actually talking to my friend afterwards because I stopped by my buddy's house, and I was like, I feel like Dion, like, he clowns a lot. Like he'll play his heavy dub, but then he'll play like some house shit, and he's like,
Yeah,
dancing all weird and shit. He's just like got this cool little image.
it's just
about
like
him.
this little dude, this little short dude up there too.
Long haired. It's like,
Yeah.
but they're just having a good time. But yeah, I agree. His set was heavy, but he threw in some nice melodic in there too, and some house type
Yeah,
stuff.
he does that really well. I feel like.
Yeah, he connects really well.
He does with
people.
like just the good vocals and whatnot. I love fucking vocals and EDM music now,
I
which
agree.
is funny because when I first started listening to it when I was in fucking little kid, it's techno. There were hardly any other vocals.
Right.
If it was, it'd say just the one word or the one sentence the whole time.
Yeah, exactly.
Push me and then just touch me. You know, that's all,
right.
that's all
yeah.
you fucking repeat. But it wasn't more so much focused on the vocals. It was just like the beat
Mm-hmm.
and kind of like the drop. I laugh about fucking the drops back then, dude. The drops back when I started listening to techno, when there was like Tiesto, Paul Van Dyke, or this dude named Scooter. He had a lot of vocals in his shit. Yeah, I think it was like a Swedish group or something. But anyway,
Yeah.
the drops on these old school techno tracks, they just sped up the pace a little bit.
I feel
It
like
wasn't all chaotic.
I feel like they just use like a very prominent kick drum and a big fucking synth, and that was it.
Yeah,
you know what I
that
mean?
is-
And
granted-
it's just a fucking pulsating.
Yeah, they were
vibe.
probably limited it back. But I remember listening to some Tiesto songs. I'm like, oh shit, this drop goes so hard. It just got me fucking jacked back
yeah.
in the day, right?
Dude,
And I'll
Tiesto's
listen-
fucking dope, though.
Dude, but I'll listen to it now and I'll hear that exact same drop. I'm like, wait, this
Yeah.
is supposed to go way harder than that. Like,
Yeah,
it's
but
not the same.
you know,
But I think
music and sound has moved way
Yeah,
past
and I
that
think
in
it's
that
just-
time.
I've just
in that
grown-
time it was that shit.
It
though,
was, dude. I
you
just
know?
you go so accustomed to like all this extreme heavy shit and
Yeah.
hardcore fucking.
Well, it's like
dubstep
watching
now.
a fucking movie from the 90s when you're like, oh, that was so dope back when I was a kid. Then you
That's
fucking go
fair.
back
It's a
to
good
it and you're like,
analogy.
oh shit, like I didn't even know what the fuck was going on
This
here.
movie fucking sucks.
Yeah, I swear this shit was doper. when I
Yeah,
was
this
younger.
shit is so funny. I swear to God.
No, but Tiesto is a fucking
Yeah.
big ups to that. But yeah, even on stage 2, on night 2, really dope compared to stage 1 or stage 2 on night 1. Like Dr. P is really cool. Cookie
Yeah.
Monster's really cool. I don't know much about Vanek.
I've heard a few Phase 1 songs. I've heard good things about him too.
Yeah.
But I haven't listened to him as much.
And people
like,
were saying that
personally.
Cookie Monster threw down on stage 2, which I wouldn't doubt. But yeah, overall, I would say night 2.
Definitely.
And we've seen Ganja 3 times now at the
Yeah.
Armory alone.
It's had, and like,
And I'm not tired of them yet. Shit.
right. No, me neither. Now, overall, like, I know the ticket sales are like much lower for Snowden this year compared to the last year.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you look at the headliners they had last year, it's Marshmello and Skrillex.
Right.
Not even like Marshmello. Like, Marshmello plays a lot of shows still, so I feel like if you really want to, you can go see him.
Right.
But Skrillex doesn't, on
No.
the other hand.
Not in the US.
So
at
it's
least.
it's really fucking tough to follow that up.
Well, no, I know.
You know,
But also,
And-
I think when you bring in a more mainstream DJ too, like Skrillex is more, or I'm sorry, Marshmello is more like, but even Skrillex too. I mean, he has a fucking biggest hit ever with Rick Ross. But like
Yeah.
Marshmello brings in like more of the mainstream people. It's almost like having a fucking Calvin Harris. Or,
yeah, it is. I'm surprised he hasn't been there yet.
I know.
I wouldn't be surprised if we do get him though eventually.
Yeah, I mean, we get the what now? Armin van Buren's come in.
Yup,
We've had Martin Garrix,
yup.
and like
That's a big one, dude. I was surprised when I saw that actually.
yeah, that
That's
is
a big dick one.
Yeah, that's fucking huge. Yeah, I feel like we could definitely house something like it.
I was bummed. I fucking missed that show because I was at Lost Lands. So I don't really care actually because I was at Lost Lands. But at the same time, it's like I have all fucking weekends for that to be.
I know.
You know, it's
That
like,
was
fuck.
a fucking dope ass show.
Yeah.
That was a super dope ass show. And I hope he comes back. But yeah, we can house those type of names.
And I'm glad to see these type of names are coming back. Because I don't, for like Tiesto, for example, the one and only time I ever saw him was at the Roy Wilkins Auditorium. I think I just turned like 21 at the time.
Mm.
So like 7-8 years ago now. But
Yeah.
he hasn't been back since then.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if that's just because we haven't really had the venue for him or
Right.
he's getting older, but he's still fucking Tiesto, dude. People
Yeah.
are going to go see him wherever. Dude played at the Olympics.
Yeah. No, he would definitely sell a shit.
Adagio for strings. I remember I listened to that shit like every day. That song changed my life.
Yeah. And I'm saying people would come back and come and watch him just because of what you do there.
Yeah, and he has like the legendary long sets, dude. He was fucking spinning back when the clubs would be open for fucking 24 hours. He would play like 8-10 hour long
God,
sets.
can you fucking imagine that?
No.
Holy shit.
Because you like even like
how do you even have that much music in your fucking library?
Right. How could you even just like being a DJ? You're just gonna stand up there, not go to the bathroom.
Right. Like, no, man,
not
you gotta
bathroom,
fucking,
not gonna eat anything. You just go up there, just still head bobbing, still going like this.
He could go through the whole festival by himself.
He
Holy
could.
Shit. Yeah, looking at this though, it's not bad. I mean, both of the nights are respectable.
Yeah, they are.
I can't recall any of the smaller artists, or I should say, not headliners. From the prior year.
I think Snowda shouldn't be called a festival. I think that would be a lot better. I just don't like festivals being like at indoor venues or it's like a 2-day thing. They should just make it like a 2-day party. Just take the word festival out of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, the lineup
is not the same.
The lineup is big enough, I guess, to call it that. But no, I hear you.
Like, I'd rather see Somerset come back than Snowda.
Yeah.
Personally,
I would too.
You know, if I had to choose one or the other, I don't know if Snowda took over Somerset or not, but I'd rather see it come back.
I wonder, and I didn't really hear anything about it, but I wonder if Skyway was, well, I know they had spaghetti there or whatever. But I wonder if it was a good night at Skyway.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
On New Year's
I know
Eve.
my girl and she said it was fun, but
oh, she had a good time.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's fun.
I'm sure it's like
it's always a good time.
Yeah, I'm sure it's like the typical
Skyway. I didn't
shit,
get like any like too much of like the details or whatever.
Yeah, I know ticket sales were lighter for Snowda this year, obviously, but I don't know. I felt like people are having a good time.
Yeah, and people traveled. I think that says a lot too, because there's a lot of people saying like, "Oh, we got a hotel because we traveled from this place," or
Right.
I was this dude from Canada that drove down.
Yep.
So I think that's something also to keep in mind. Like, yeah, maybe we have seen ganja 3 times if you live in Minnesota, but Canada's right above us, Wisconsin's right next to us, fucking North and South Dakota right next to us as well. So like, there's a lot of states we're surrounded by that people could have just like easily driven to see one of their favorite artists that doesn't always go to. How many times does fucking ganja go to South Dakota?
Right.
I don't know. Probably not very often.
Yeah, and to see all those fucking artists in one fucking spot over 2 days at a dope ass venue like the Armory, it would be definitely worth it.
Yeah.
It would be definitely worth it. I thought overall it was pretty good. Honestly, we don't get to see stage 2, unfortunately, but
we didn't.
I felt like people were holding it down on stage 1. There wasn't a lot of it's like you said, the first night felt a little repetitive after a while, but I thought day 2 there was a lot more parody.
Yeah, it gets more repetitive for us because we're there working, we're sober, not on drugs.
Right.
Because I've gone to music festivals for that long, and it doesn't feel repetitive just because I've been drinking or whatever all fucking day.
Or doing whatever.
Or doing other like extracurricular activities, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
But when you're standing there in one spot for 10 hours and you're just hearing the bass and like part of you like wants to be out there and partying too with everyone and shit.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh fuck.
I think it's interesting though, you like see people's like Snapchats or like their social media posting after the shit's over and they're like, all right, baby, dry January, here we fucking go. It's like if you wanted to be like that, like you're like, I don't think you're ready to actually be there if you're wilding out that fucking hard because like,
oh, this is it, new me.
Yeah, new year. I'm like, that's kind of some bullshit. I don't think like a lot of people who are like that actually stick to fucking that.
No, I think all New Year's resolutions are bullshit, to be honest.
Yeah.
Every single one of them.
Dude, it's a resolution.
Like
I went to the fucking gym tonight. The gym was packed as fuck after work. And I'm like, God damn it. I literally walked out after like 15 minutes. I'm like, I'm sorry to say this shit, but you motherfuckers aren't going to be here in 2 weeks.
No, they're not. I've seen it happen every single fucking year at the gym. The gym is the most comical shit. First like 2 weeks of January.
I know, and these motherfuckers are in there on Friday night. Like, here we go, new me. I'm not going out. Like, it's like you'll be here for 2 Fridays and then you'll be gone.
Resolutions they should be called New Year neglections, is what they should be doing. Because it's what everyone should be doing the whole fucking time that they choose not to do. And they're going to act like they do in the next year, but they're not. I've always thought resolutions are bullshit, dude.
That's exactly my point. I was like, so what? You're saying like you shouldn't be doing what you're doing now? You're like, all right, now I'm done with this shit. Like now I could make room for this shit. It's like, you're full of shit.
Yeah.
You're going to be doing the same old shit. Not saying there's anything wrong with that, but don't front.
Right.
Like you're just fronting right now.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. It's because they fucking... I don't know what it is with these guys. They'll make New Year's resolutions like, okay, I'm gonna start working out, I'm gonna start eating healthier, and then I'm gonna start like talking to my family more.
Right.
And they'll plan this like a couple weeks in advance. It's like, well, why can't you just start doing all those things right now?
Yeah. Exactly.
Why do you have to wait 2 weeks?
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like people just get stuck in the head with thinking about doing shit. That's why Nike says it best, you just do it. Yep. It's better to just do something and figure shit out from there than always think about doing it.
Yeah. And like, you don't have to make some type of monumental change because it's the first of the fucking year. Nothing's wrong with you because you went out with your friends and did some fucking drugs and did a bunch of blow and drank. Like, yeah, you shouldn't be doing it that often, but it's not like you're like, there's so many fucking posts I saw like, all right, that's it. Like, wash my hands of that shit. I'm someone different now. It's like, dude, you didn't wake up somebody different.
Yeah.
Like, you are who you fucking are. Okay. And there's nothing wrong with who you are. But don't fucking front like you're all of a sudden just a changed man because it's January 2nd.
Okay, hold on. This dude says there's no audio. Motherfucker.
No way.
There shouldn't be. I mean, there should be. Are you sure? Check. Hold on. He's on Mixer right now. Are you sure, brother? Because we're coming in. It says we're all coming in hot right now. Here, I'll go to the Mixer platform here real quick. We're going to do a Mixer check. We're coming in hot.
Yeah.
It might be your shit just muted, bro. I don't know if you're trolling us or if your shit was just muted and you tried to actually help us out. Either way,
Happy New Year's.
It wouldn't be the first time that shit's happened, so that's why I had to check it quick. So just let us know, brother. Okay.
Yeah, it's praise.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyways.
Sorry. Yeah, I got distracted there for a second.
No, I did too, but anyways, it's just comical to see that shit, but it's all good no matter what. Like, if you want to make a change, cool, like make it.
Mm-hmm.
Make it now or make it later or make it whenever.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, I wonder.
You don't have to if you broadcast that shit, there's way less of a chance.
It's like, more so like look at me type shit when they're doing that.
It's
I know. Like, you know,
it's like you got to be careful about making those declarations like that if you're not actually back.
Yeah.
Because people are going to be like, you're just on a bunch of bullshit.
Right. And like, I don't know. We should just get rid of like New Year's fucking Eve, like neglect, like resolutions in general, I think, you know.
No, I agree.
I'm gonna start calling them New Year's Eve fucking neglections, dude. I think that's the fucking the
pile
best
up
name
your neglections for the year.
Yeah, I always wondered how much money is the gym making that one time. How many fucking yearly signups they get?
It's unbelievable. I couldn't even believe it. Like, I know it's cliche. I know you're like, oh, it's a fucking New Year's resolutioners coming in, but it was so fucking packed tonight. I rolled in the gym. I'm like, Friday night. I'm like, I know it's gonna be fucking empty.
Yeah, it's gonna be slow.
Yeah, I'm like, I can get all my shit in, get on all of the whatever I need, whatever machines, benches I need to get on. I rolled in the parking lot. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? And like, I'm not a hater.
But you go to an LA Fitness, right?
I do.
So you're a busier gym than overall.
But still, I'm not hating. Like, yeah, I hope you stick with it, but just the odds aren't that great.
No,
the odds aren't that great, you know? And like, you going in heavy on a Friday night is probably even making it for less of an odds. Like, you're probably still fucking hungover from New Year's Eve. Like, take it easy. Get in there tomorrow morning. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't know. People just try to go and get it too quickly or whatever.
I think what you said perfectly. You got to like get it easy and ease your way into it. When you're making like these big changes, like I'm going to start working out. Or for me, I remember a big change was like when I first started doing these podcasts and I had all this like extra time. It was like, I stopped going to school over at Normandy. I used to take part-time classes, but I had to go that when you add like part-time school with part-time work and you're actually pretty fucking busy, and I'm trying to work out every day too on top of that, right? So when I like ended up like went full on committed to like getting this podcast shit and YouTube channel like all set up and fucking figured out, when I first withdrew from my classes, like that first week I was like, man, I need to be like working on something and doing something, like to the point where I was getting myself like bad anxiety and shit and like really anxious because like I would like beat myself up and feel guilty if I didn't do something every day, which is like healthy, but not to the point that I was doing it at, because I didn't like ease my way into like this whole fucking YouTube and setting up this podcast and all this shit. I was like, I need to figure out this shit now because I fucking just dropped out of fucking school to learn this shit. So now, you know what I mean? So I better fucking put my ass to work. Yeah. But I think like overall, like mentally it would have been a lot healthier for me if I just like ease my way into that, just took it like a day at a time. I'm sure what, maybe I should have fucking taken like a few days off at first. Right. And then just like, okay, now I'm going to work on some shit.
But if you don't have like a patient fucking approach, like, okay, I have a bunch of shit on my plate right now. when you have so much shit on your plate, like you can't even eat anything because you're like, fuck, where do I even start to fucking?
Right.
And that's happened to me recently, like over the holidays. I'm like, shit, I'm working, like I'm taking some classes on investing. I'm making my own music now. I'm fucking busy with work. I'm fucking trying to do all this shit. I need to work out. I need to take care of myself. I need to eat better, blah, blah, blah. And that was, even for me, it was a struggle. I'm like, damn, like I need to check myself because I just had so much shit going on. And then you get anxiety on fuck, like I'm not even.
You bury yourself in work.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? You're burying yourself in all
like
these
you ain't
fucking
gotta do
things.
that shit. You're putting that pressure on yourself.
Right. And you're doing it like, I don't know if you feel like you have the time or you feel like it's going to be easy. You feel like you got something to do. It's a lesson I learned the hard way. Now I make sure I have free time to just fucking sit on my ass and be mindless for a little bit because I need it personally.
Right. Even my girl was like, you need to just chill sometimes and like relax and rest. Like when your body's telling you to do that. And like I think if you don't have a lot of free time and then you have this moment of free time, you're like, okay, I can get this done in this amount of time. And then you're like, fuck, like I'm not feeling up to that right now. Sometimes it'll put me into like, fuck, like this is my time to do this. So you better find a way to fucking do it. And then, but that's an unhealthy way to live. Like, you know, sometimes you're just not as you want to be.
Right. And you got to be
That's
okay with that. Like I was, my last buddy of my good friend, Jim, who I did a podcast with, he asked me a question. I'm going to ask you the same question. Like, how much time do you spend with yourself?
It's a good question. I don't know. I couldn't put like an hour mark on that.
Right. And
like,
well, here's the way he described it. Because when I said spending with myself, I was like, he was like, are you connected? He's like, are you playing video games? Are you jacking off? Are you watching porn? Any of those things? Are you scrolling on your phone? Because that's not spending time with yourself.
It's not.
Spending time with yourself is like literally sitting there and like, you're actually into meditating, so you'll probably do it a lot.
I do.
And kind of get in the state of Zen where it's like, you're not thinking about work.
Right.
Not thinking about your homework that's due.
Right.
Not thinking about that bill you forgot to pay.
Right.
It's just you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yourself, just kind of doing some deep thinking and self-reflection.
That's interesting.
And that's something I need to do more.
Me too. And you know, I like am into meditation and shit, but you can also get into those type of like workflows where it is like Zen, like we talked about it with like bartending and shit. We're like, yeah, you're not by yourself, but in a way it is like, you're so like connected to what you're doing.
Because you're living in the now.
Yeah.
Though.
You're like,
so what you're saying is when you're living in the now, you're with yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Even if you're with people. Because,
you know, like if you're thinking about the past, there's some regret. If you're thinking about the future, there's some.
Yep.
And you don't really know. You're trying to solve a problem that's unsolvable in the future.
Yeah. And you put this anxiousness on yourself, dude. And I'm like fucking the worst about it, dude. Like, I don't know.
I think we all are. Though.
Yeah. Like, really especially, like, don't set extreme goals for yourself. Accept like realistic shit. That's because I was doing that for myself for a long time. I was like, oh, I have to do this, and this. And if I was like, I ended up putting up so much on my plate, I got all fucking anxious about it. Then I didn't do it. And then since I didn't do it, I'd get fucking depressed later on the day about it. Shit. And it was just a whole giant like mental illness fuck fest I was like creating in my head.
When we're making identities for ourselves, it's like even these identities we make for ourselves are not fucking necessarily real. It's all a fucking facade. And we are who we are and we enjoy what we enjoy, but what we enjoy can also change. Mm-hmm. So it's like, you can't really put yourself into a box either. Like, oh, I need to get this done because I love doing this. What if you don't love doing it?
Right.
That happens.
And like, don't burn yourself out either. That's something I even did with these fucking podcasts. When I first started doing these, Philip was coming over I was doing like 4 fucking episodes a week. I was making a fuck ton of clips every fucking day. Mm-hmm. And it got to the point where it started to feel like work.
Right.
Which it is to an extent. But the problem is that the fun wasn't there anymore like it is now.
Right.
Now I'm having I look forward to coming and talk to you and whoever else is coming over, especially now we got all this dope new setup and shit.
Right.
Now I'm super excited for it. But there was for a little bit where like the fun wasn't there anymore. Right. And once I lose the fun, I lose like the motivation, the creativity, the willingness to like actually wanting to do it. Something.
Yeah. I think there's got to be lightness in whatever you're doing. Like, you can be that determined person, but you have to have this like playfulness about it too. Like, you know, whatever happens, that's okay.
Right.
You know, like, yeah, we want to be determined to accomplish shit. And there's always got to be some type of
standards have to be there too.
Some standards, and some people will have to see progression or some type of achievement in order for them to continue going on with something. You don't want to be stagnant. Like,
yeah.
But it's interesting. You got to have that, you know, it can't just be all fucking like, even when we were grinding out on like trying to get all this shit set up, like we still have laughs. Like it's not like it's all like fucking, yeah, there's a bunch of fucks and fucking fuck yous and cocksucker. But then like you say all this shit, like you fucking put all this energy into it, but there's still lightheartedness behind it. Because you're just trying to find the best way to get something done.
Exactly. I think what you hit it on the head good with saying just like, as long as you have progression, no matter what you're trying to like accomplish, whatever goal it is that you set, if you have steady progression every week, that's the best you can fucking ask for.
Yeah.
To put it in easy terms, say if you run a mile in 10 minutes one week and you run it in fucking 9:50 the next, fuck it, dude, you did better that week.
Dude, slow go is better than no go.
If you're slowly just going up and getting better, dude, you can't ask for much more than that, dude.
Yeah.
It's when you plateau or take a couple steps back, that's when you need to maybe like analyze and see what's going on there. But even then, everyone takes a few steps back.
Everyone plateaus at something. I don't care if it's fucking fitness, if it's fucking music production, whatever your craft is. Not everyone can just bust through walls every fucking day. It's just not possible.
Yeah, no, you're not the Kool-Aid man.
Yeah, exactly. And not at least healthily wise. Like maybe you can pop a bunch of speed and fucking level up a bunch on something you're doing, but
yeah. Well, fucking dude, I'm prescribed Adderall. I used to take that shit, which is basically like legal speed. And yeah, I admit when I was taking that shit every day, I got shit done, dude. I was thinking I was going to school. I'd get my fucking whole week's of homework done and done like the same on a fucking Monday. Because there's something about it, like it makes me really impatient when I'm on it. When I finish a task, I need to do the next task.
Oh, yeah.
But for me, it turned me into like a productive zombie. You know, like I'm not really creative. I'm kind of just, I do what I'm told. And I read the question. I'm like, okay, how am I just going to answer
Dude,
this?
it's like the Limitless movie.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know if you've ever seen that. But
no, I haven't.
There's similarities. There's fucking definitely similarity.
Okay.
Yeah, but whenever someone takes this Limitless drug, they're like, holy shit.
Yeah,
like,
I know of the movie. I just never seen it.
And then afterwards, they're like,
they're just retarded.
Yeah. It's just like, they're not the same.
Yeah.
You know? And I feel like Adderall can get you in that zone, but it's like you said, after a while, you're just going to be strung out to it.
Yeah. Well, when I was taking it fucking months on end, dude, it like started to change my character. I felt like when I needed it just to feel normal, that's when I knew it had gone too far.
Yeah.
You know, when I just like, well, I would, because even if I had nothing to do that day, I'd wake up and I'd take it, dude, just because I needed it. I felt like I needed it at least, you know? Because normally I only want to do it if I had like a bunch of homework or like shit I need to do that day. It's fucking puts you in God mode, as I used to call it, dude.
Yeah.
Take that shit.
Slam out.
Bartending or serving for sure.
Oh my God.
You get put in the fucking God mode.
You fucking just go into your zone at that point.
Yeah.
Just slanging cocktails. Like,
Yeah. So, and like this other New Year's thing that actually happened to me like a few days ago, as I wanted to address, because I especially like being a man right now. So my girl, she went to Skyway Theater New Year's Eve, and then went to some warehouse party after that, right? Yeah. So I was like, she was with her girls or whatever, and she like text me all this all night. And like normally I don't give a fuck, and she's done nothing for me like not to trust her or whatever. But in the past, I've just been like cheated on and hurt and fucked over and stuff like that. And even though I'm like really good with dealing with like these type of emotions and insecurities, that day they got the best of me for some reason. Maybe it was the fucking second night of Snowda, worked fucking 20 hours in 2 days, grinding my ass off. I'm fucking hungry. I just want to fucking go home. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then she tells me she's going to some warehouse rave at fucking 4 a.m. And me being a dude, I don't even know what other types of dudes are going to be there. Yeah. You know what I mean? And even though she's done nothing wrong for me not to trust her, I still had to like fight that battle within myself and tell me that. You know what I mean? Right. And it made me like realize that like, you never really get over your insecurities. You kind of just like beat them. Like they won the battle against me that day. Right. And it made me feel fucking humble, dude. And made me feel vulnerable, which I think was a good thing because I haven't felt that way in a really long time.
You have to look at them truthfully. Yes. And be like, this is what's truthfully happening.
Yeah. And I think insecurities are so funny, right? Because they're self-inflicted. You know what I mean? She didn't do anything wrong. She's just hanging out with the girls and she never has anything. She invited me to come over to her house at like when she got home for it. You know what I mean? Right. So she was doing everything in her power to make me feel comfortable. But I don't know. I hated it, dude. I haven't felt like that in a really fucking long time. And like,
that's okay. That's okay to be humbled every now and then.
Yeah. You know? Humbled and vulnerable. Yeah. I think it's okay to be vulnerable. And when you guys are dealing with like whatever insecurity is, especially if it's in a relationship, just know that you're doing that to yourself. Yeah. It's a mental fucking battle you're having in your mind. Because I'm sitting here on the computer. Right. I'm just like, why do I fucking feel like this right now? Yeah. I've never felt like she's gone out plenty of other nights before. Right. But for that night, New Year's Eve, my insecurities like won the battle. Right. And it made me realize that like you never fucking, they're always going to linger in your subconscious. Yeah. Sometimes they're going to win. Sometimes they're gonna not.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I woke up and I felt fucking 1,000 times better the next day. It was just gone.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's because you faced it and you recognize, like, just having the presence to be like, this is what's happening. It's not me. It's not true. This is just happening within me. That's all that's happening.
Right.
Like, you're feeling something, but it's not necessarily you. That's something made up in your mind. You created it in your mind. Your mind created it. Your mind's 90% of our mind is straight fucking trash. And like the book I'm reading, he's saying, use your mind like a tool. You pick it up, you use it, and then you put it the fuck back down. You don't.
I like that.
Yeah, it's nice, right?
Yeah.
And it's true because 90% of our mind is worthless fucking thoughts, thinking about the past or the future, which we can do nothing about. And the dude was saying, he's like, you're trying to solve a problem in the future, which isn't solvable because it hasn't been created.
Yeah.
So you are literally trying to solve an unsolvable problem. And maybe you're thinking about scenarios that could be happening and none of it's actually fucking happening.
Right.
You know, I don't struggle with that shit as much. Like for me, it's always been like my work. Sometimes I'm like, or if I'm like making a song or some shit like that, I get like kind of insecure about my work.
Yeah. I think I get insecure about a lot of these podcasts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, dude. It's funny, like making content, like whether it's making music or podcasts, there's like this insecure feeling. Like you're worried about what other people think, even though you fucking shouldn't.
Right.
That's with me at least. Like you're always worried that you're gonna like make something that you put a lot of time into.
Yep.
And that you care about, and then you show people, and then they all just like, they're all just gonna laugh at you.
Right.
That's why I learned, dude. Yeah. Fucking make fun of yourself, because that way no one else can. Like,
and you need
it's best to just fucking laugh at yourself, because
you need to have that
if you don't, someone else is.
You need to have that humility anyways. It's important to have that humility. But I totally understand. I think everyone's got some insecurities, whether it be in relationships or with their work or like certain things that are happening, and you look them straight in the face and be like, it's a joke.
Yeah, you face them like they're your demons.
It's a joke, dude. Mm-hmm. And honestly, it's a joke. It's like, I keep referencing this book that I've read like 5 times now, The Power of Now. But he's like, I look at my mind like a little child. He's like, I literally fucking laugh at it. Like this shit, these thoughts.
Like a little bitch.
Yeah, he's like, these thoughts come up in my head and I'm like, it's just like a little fucking child.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't even fucking listen to that shit. And nor should you. And it's kind of like what I was circling back on what I was saying. But he's like, yeah. I use it in my mind like I put it down.
Right. You just let it kind of there. You just let it go on autopilot, and then you only use it when you need to.
Exactly.
When you bake into the CPU.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
when you're trying to solve a problem or something that takes some critical. When you're creating these scenarios in your fucking head, I mean,
yeah, and it's so weird.
You're hurting yourself. It's like you're fucking stabbing yourself with pain for no.
That's why I feel like, dude, we have to have some sort of demons or whatever you want to fucking call it, like lingering in our subconscious at all times. Because I was fucking fine, and then I got home, and then all of a sudden in my mind, she's like, she's going to a warehouse party. She's on fucking drugs with a friend. Some other dude's gonna be there. She's just gonna fuck the shit out of her. You know what I mean? Just the worst. Like it's always just like the worst planned possible. They just start boiling in my head for no reason. It's like what created all that?
Yeah,
you know?
I think there's like I think it's like the human like
the yin and yang.
It's a collective consciousness though.
Yeah,
we're fucked up as human beings. Like collectively, we all have these weird things, and they rub off on other people's conscious. And you have to be conscious of that yourself. If you're around somebody who's very active mind, like my mind's very active, so is my girlfriend's. Like ever since I started sleeping next to her every night since we moved in together, she's always had like crazy fucking dreams. Now I have crazy fucking dreams.
Really?
And I'm like, I'm not blaming you, babe. I'm just saying that shit's rubbing. I'm very like cognizant of that shit rubbing off on me, and I don't mind it. Like I'm not going anywhere. I fucking love her. I'm not like, oh my god, I can't fucking sleep by you.
Yeah,
but it's just interesting that other people's conscious and their mind, it can rub off on you, and you need to be aware of that there's a collective conscious of a lot of negativity and a lot of fucking people.
Exactly, and your past has a lot to do with it too. Whatever your fucking prologue is to your story. Yeah, because like me, like I have been cheated on a few times. I've been on the other side of the court. I've cheated, you know, and so I know how it feels, and I've been the offender. It fucking sucks.
When you cheated, did you do it? Why did you do it? Do you feel like it's because
I was just thinking with my dick, and I was like 18, 19 years old, and at the time it was just about fucking bitches, you know what I mean? At the time, there's always something like I used to be. I feel like a lot of guys are like this, you know, when you're in a relationship, there's always that high you get of cheating with someone because you know you're not supposed to do it. You can compare it to that shit to a lot of things, dude, like fucking ding dong ditching, egging houses when you're kids, when you're fucking growing up. You get that rush and that high of
Like,
doing
not supposed
something
to
you're
do.
not supposed to do.
Right.
And that even fucking can make the sex feel even better for all you know.
It's crazy how like now being older, how doing the right, you realize that doing the right thing is so hard all the time.
Yeah.
Like even acting right. Like the other night when you're like, you probably got mad at your girl. Like in that moment, can you catch yourself and be like, okay, like not get mad. Like
Yeah.
maybe you had some reflection where like, okay, now I know in that next moment that I can get
Right.
and like grow from that. You
Yeah.
know?
And it was interesting for her too, because she was like, I've never fucking seen you like this. She's like, I didn't think you have insecurities. Because I'm normally good at fucking just facing them on my own.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm good with just like dealing with my emotions and shit like that.
Yeah.
Because I know I create the reality around me. But like I said, just they got the best of me that day.
It happened.
And it was like important, like it felt really good for her to hear, like just reaching out, like as a partner and being like, well, he's feeling insecure about, X, Y, and Z right now. What can I do to make him feel better?
Right.
Instead of, because she could have gone on the other side and been like, why don't you fucking trust me?
Right.
You know what I mean? So if you're dating someone and they tell you their insecurities, so like just put my examples like, hey, you're insecure that I'm going to cheat on you.
Right.
Do what you can to make them feel more comfortable instead of getting defensive about it. Because she made that choice to
Right.
make me feel more comfortable over getting defensive about it.
That's big time.
And I've been in the wrong where a girl has said that to me and I've gotten defensive about it.
Yeah.
He's like, what am I doing wrong? Like, do you not trust me? What the fuck's going on? And then that just like adds to the shitstorm that's already going on.
Yeah. And I think it's hard for especially a guy to actually be like truthful about that
Yeah,
shit. Like
I fucking hate it, dude.
Yeah.
I like that. Like it sometimes. I really shouldn't, but fucking
yeah, but you also understand that you should not be making your girl pay for what past girls have done.
yeah. And that's what I
not
was trying to tell her.
That's not fucking her.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
and I've reached that level just doing a lot of self-reflection, to be honest, and thinking about relationships. You learn a lot through a fucking heartbreak, dude.
You
I'm
do.
honestly grateful I've had a few.
Yeah.
Like
That shit'll grow you up real fucking quick.
it does.
Man.
Like
And if you don't let it harden you, like you just accept what happened and I think it makes you more thankful when you're in a good thing, right? Like I'm in
Absolutely.
a good thing right now. I'm just thankful for it. That's all. It's like, I'm not asking for anything more. I'm just saying thank you.
yeah,
Like to be able to you don't really recognize that until you've been through some real bad shit.
right. It's true.
Then you get some real good shit and you're like, fuck yeah, what's up?
Yeah.
This
You
is the
know it's
lane
wrong.
I'm trying to be in
right.
of openness.
Especially if it's someone you vibe with like mentally and like you have that physical attraction there. Because I've been like relationships where I have the mental connection, not so much the physical.
Right.
And I've been in relationships where like I'm just dating this person because I think she's really hot.
Yeah.
But mental wise, we don't fucking click at all.
Right.
And then once you find someone you got both, you're like, you really fucking appreciate it. And if you are in a relationship where you have both a physical and mental connection with someone, that shit's so fucking rare. I've learned by now. You better hold on to that and do whatever you can to fucking make it work.
I feel like most relationships end up ending because people are just frankly not thankful for it.
Yeah, and
It's like,
stubborn too, or whatever reason. Me too. Like, there's probably a lot of relationships that have ended but shouldn't.
Yeah.
Like,
They shouldn't because you're just not. It's like, dude, I've at one point in my life I had pretty good amount of money. I didn't give a fuck because I didn't know what it's like to be on the other end.
yeah,
And then I've lost some money. And now I understand what it's like to be thankful for actually having some stability. But I didn't give a fuck about that shit before you don't know shit. You're a fucking kid. You don't fucking know anything. Like
right.
you don't know what
I
you
used
should
to
be
live paycheck
thankful
to
for.
paycheck, dude. I didn't give a fuck about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Before I started serving the bartending, I just worked fucking overnights at a UPS warehouse. My check would get spent on fucking alcohol and weed, maybe some food, living at my parents' house. And I was okay with that.
Right.
I legit remember getting my paycheck Friday night and it'd be gone by fucking Saturday.
Yeah, that's what it was for.
It's like, what the fuck?
You're like, that's what you. But that's what you're like. This is what I use it for. So
Yeah.
like that's what the fuck I'm working for.
Right. See, that's the thing about exchange, right? It's really weird. Whenever you're exchanging something, like both sides think they're getting a good deal.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you're selling yourself for how many dollars per hour? Like you have me for this amount.
Right.
That's
So I can get drunk on Saturday night with my friends.
Yeah. I'm yours Monday through fucking Friday for this amount of motherfucking money. Like, we got a deal? Okay, cool, deal. But yeah, circling back, it's like,
Yeah.
damn, like you got to go through. It's like you said, you have to go. Otherwise, you don't know what something good is.
Yeah, exactly. And to the people who like get married after high school, like you're lucky, I guess. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
Granted, like assuming you stay together the whole time,
Yeah.
there are some people. It's very rare.
It
like
is
the
rare.
numbers are so low, that fucking low for a reason.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But those people just got lucky, and I think it's I think it's good to have a heartbreak and just know that to anyone who may be going through one right now that may hear this, that you just time heals all things.
It really
I
does.
truly believe that.
But sometimes it might take a while. But
oh, dude, it took me like fucking half a year, if not longer, to get over my first long-term girlfriend. I dated for like 4 years. It was the one I met in high school.
Yeah.
And when we broke up, I thought that my world was over and shit. You know what I mean? And even hooking up with other people didn't help. Right. It was weird.
No, that makes it worse. It makes it fucking worse, dude.
Yeah. Like,
dude, you could throw your dick in as much shit as you want, but that is not taking away your fucking
I legit remember thinking about her and shit, dude. Like, it's that bad. Fucking bad, dude. On some weird shit.
No, but that's real spit, though.
Yeah. And I'm not the only one to feel like that, but here I am today, fucking X amount of years later, seeing someone else and fucking hashtag living my best life.
Yeah.
So anyone who's going through some shit right now, I promise you, just give it time. It's gonna fucking suck. Usher says it best, dude. Just let it burn.
Let it burn.
Let it burn, baby, dude.
No, but
he was onto something with that.
He was, but you have to really look at your feelings like, okay, like, I really feel this way. It's okay. It doesn't make you fucking damaged. You're not a fucking incomplete
and
person.
it doesn't make you any less masculine. No. Like I say that because we're males in today's cycle. We're always told since the day that we're born, we're not supposed to like feel emotions and fucking cry and be a pussy or any of this shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So for males, any guy that's listening to it is like, it's okay to fucking be insecure. Yeah. It's okay to fucking cry if that's what you need to. You fucking feel better. If anything, you're fucking stronger for doing it.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I think we talked about it before on one of the pods, but yeah, like the male suicide rate is way higher. It's because I feel like we don't have a lot of the same type of companionship, or we never feel good enough to be like, all right, I'm just going to fucking break down. And that's okay. Like, you have to at least acknowledge that it's there.
Yeah.
I'm pretty good about it. Like, I am alone at a certain amount of time where I don't have like technology and shit. So I'm pretty connected on that level. Like, I do take care of myself on that level. Okay, where am I at? And I know most of the mind shit is bullshit.
Yeah.
Any negativity you're feeling, fucking regret or it's anxious. One of the two. And it's fucking bullshit because you're making up the fucking future doesn't exist, or you're lamenting about some shit that needs no more. You know, learn from your shit and just stay where you're at.
Yeah.
But I haven't always been like that, so it
takes time, dude. It takes time and wisdom, fucking lots of learning through like different experiences in life to get to that level. And even then you may not even get there. Because some people don't always heal through that shit.
Dude, I had a brother.
Like, we're talking about it like it's so fucking easy. You know what I mean? But it's not, dude. There's very few people that actually have this fucking state of mind.
No, I agree. I watched my fucking brother die in 2012. And when my brother died, I literally, anything someone said to me, I was like, fuck off. Yeah. I'm like, if they were bitching about their day, I just wanted to punch them in their fucking face. And be like, that was how I dealt with shit, was just anger. It wasn't like I was I was bawling my eyes out and shit when my brother died, but it was more like, I want to fucking you're a little bitch because all you do is. But I was able to turn that over time.
Like, you don't appreciate shit type thing. You know what I mean? Like, you're just bitching about it. Like, you're fucking alive right now. Yeah, dude. You don't appreciate shit.
Yeah, and I was just like, you know, and I was really bad to my girlfriend at that time. Like, I was a fucking dick. Like, she would bitch about work. I'd be like, shut the fuck. Like, I wouldn't want to be around me. I'd be like, God, you're a fucking psycho.
Just a fucking asshole.
I'm like, yeah, I am a psycho. What the fuck do you want to do about it? But I was in such a dark place. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, fuck you. So I'm thankful. But that took a lot of time. You know?
Dude, I couldn't imagine. I mean, I'm an only child, so when it comes to losing a sibling, dude, fuck. Can I ask how he passed away? Or
he had cancer.
Okay.
So he was like living at the Mayo Clinic for like 2 years, a bunch of up and downs and near death experiences. He was read his last rites multiple times. I was standing over him and he kept getting through it. And the last time he didn't. And I'm glad he's not in fucking pain anymore. But he was like the brother of mine that was the enforcer. So like, he was like the one who would beat the fuck out of me. He was always the strongest one. He was fucking stacked, just a fucking big dude. And to see him weak and vulnerable, it like brings out certain emotions, you know,
it does.
That I didn't want to fucking feel. And I didn't know, like, watching my mom go into shock while he was dying, like, that's some fucked up shit. I didn't want to, but at the time I handled it very, very bad. So I am very empathetic and sympathetic for people who don't cope well, because I didn't cope well with shit for a really long time.
Well, how do you cope well with something like that? You know?
Yeah, but
like,
you have to find a way, though. Honestly, the way I did it was not appropriate. You have to find a way. Like, I had to be better, but I didn't have any knowledge. So at least now I have the knowledge, but like, when I go through, you're going to go through a lot of traumatic experiences. The older we get, the more motherfuckers die.
Yeah.
The more tragedy happens. It just happens.
And
dude.
you think it would get easier, but it doesn't.
No,
right? You know, especially
doesn't.
when you're going through those extreme tragedies. Like you think, okay, you know, well, my grandma passed away like 5-10 years ago. Like this will be easier when this time around. I know I deal with it. No, it's fucking even worse, actually.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck, I lost another one of my family members.
But
I lost another one of my friends.
If you believe in something deeper or something bigger that exists underneath all this physical form, I feel like physical form things change.
Yeah.
You know, you're not always around the people you love.
Yeah.
You don't, they come and go. People come and go.
Well,
things come and go.
And
Possessions come and go.
The beautiful thing about having faith.
Yeah.
And I know there's a lot of people that are like, oh, there's no God, there's no this. I choose to see, I have faith, but I don't have religion. You know what I mean? And just for me, when having faith, dude, when someone passes away, they passed away physically, like you said.
Yeah.
But spiritually, I know. I don't even believe, just I know they're still there somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
I know they're watching over me.
Oh,
I know they're up there somewhere. It's something that's greater than I'll ever understand.
I agree.
But having that mindset is like, it helps you cope with these fucking extreme tragic events, dude.
It does. But I also felt like I had felt my brother more in death, like felt him with me more than I had even felt him in life in certain circumstances.
Mm-hmm.
So if you make yourself open to that shit, then that's your existence. It's like you said, you like create your existence. Like what I believe is what's inside my fucking world. What you believe, if you think the world is all shit, it's all shit.
Yeah.
You know, like that's what it is. Like
Yep.
if you're not thankful for shit, it's all bullshit and you don't give a fuck. But if you do make yourself open to that type of stuff, and I think certain events can really force it upon you.
Mm-hmm.
It is,
and that's when they can get scary and tough to deal with. You know what I mean? Because was life good for you before your brother started dealing with this cancer shit? I think because sometimes life just hits you with the curveball. You know what I mean? Everything's going great. You're on fucking cloud 9, and then it's like, okay, my dad had a heart attack and he died.
Right.
You know?
I don't know. I don't think like just going back to like, I just was not thankful for anything. I was selfish, self-absorbed, fucking egotistical.
Sure.
And I still fight being an egotistical fucking son of a bitch. Like that's my biggest probably downfall. And the ego is just a bunch of bullshit. Mind created, fucking identity created bullshit.
Yep.
It's bullshit.
It
means nothing. It's fucking nothing. But that experience killed a lot for me.
Yeah.
Killed a lot of bad things inside me. But at the time when I was coping, it magnified those, you know.
Definitely.
Like, fuck you.
And it became even worse.
Yeah.
And it's like you took it out on everyone else around you.
Yeah, but
you don't know how else to deal with it.
Exactly. But it's a total like, oh yeah, like you hit rock bottom in that point if you're open to bounce out and moving on.
Well, the nice thing about hitting rock bottom is when you hit rock bottom, that's when you become most open to change.
Yeah. And
that's, you could be a stubborn motherfucker your whole life. When you hit that final level in rock bottom, that's when you're like, there's something about it, dude. That's when you're like, okay, I gotta start doing something different.
Yeah, and you're like, I don't want to feel this pain anymore. Like, do I want to sit here and feel pain for the rest of my life? Or do I want to be like, okay, I'm creating fuck, you got to be psychotic, dude.
Yeah, it is.
I'm creating pain in my mind for no reason. Yeah. My brother wouldn't want me to live like that.
No. It's a battle in your guys' mind that you have to fucking face, dude, against whatever it is.
I know.
Like, you have to just sit there being in your fucking head about it.
Yeah. I think you should just.
There's really no way to, like, for me to really explain it well. I don't know. Because I went through these same fucking battles as you did with whatever it is that, like, your shit you're going through. Luckily, like, we were able to come out victorious. You know what I mean? We learned from it, and we're like equipped to deal with like similar situations that like we may go through in the future. Mm-hmm. A lot of people lose that fucking battle, dude, and they get stuck in that loop. You know, they get stuck. What if you never won and you were still that angry guy, just never had closure to your brother's death?
Yeah.
It's a scary fucking thought.
Fucking happens but we don't know what other people are going through, you know, like we might be quick to be like, this guy's a fucking asshole. Yeah. You never fucking know.
At the same time though, like, yes, we never know what people are truly going through and we got to care about people's feelings. But I always go back to the one principle, and that's people choose. Like you always have a choice.
You do.
Now I understand that some choices are really fucking tough to make.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're manipulated or pushed into making a choice you don't want to.
Right.
But at the end of the day, dude, you made that choice.
Right.
Whatever it fucking is.
Mm-hmm.
And just like, no, you can make the wrong choices still after you ever hear this, but no, there's other paths, and There's been other options this whole fucking time. You just chosen not to take them.
Yeah. And also, if you are making those mistakes out of anger, like acting a certain way when you're fucking mad or like your ego is going wild, it's okay. If you recognize that shit afterwards and be like, I'm going to work on this next time, you're one step closer to beating that shit.
Yeah.
Like, it's okay if you can't control whatever emotions in the moment. If you recognize it afterwards, try better to control it in that moment.
Mm-hmm.
And don't get too down on yourself. Like, oh, I'm going to fuck up again. Like, no, because it all starts with at least being aware of your fucking behavior.
Yeah.
Or what's going on in your mind or what you're feeling painfully in your body. And then fucking next time, just try to be a little bit better.
Yep.
That's it.
For every choice, there's going to be a fucking consequence. And
Exactly.
it's important to like understand what consequences are going to be and what are your actions like leading to.
Exactly.
Damn, Wade.
Amen to that, bro.
Amen. Well, an hour in, Bo. I
don't think I can go any better than that.
Okay, dude. That's fine. I got to fucking take a piss anyway, dude. Hey. That was fun, dude.
That was good.
I had to get that shit off my chest, dude. I've been thinking about that for a while, so thank you.
Yeah, fucking
for
thank
me.
you.
Like I was telling you as a friend, fuck the podcast. Just thank you for hearing me vent about that shit.
Yeah, thanks for being fucking real with what's actually going down in your life.
I got to, man. I got to, dude. This is fucking therapy session for me sometimes. And
me too, bro.
And you know, it goes back right before real quick before I wrap this up. Me like being vulnerable. I wouldn't have been able to do that fucking at the beginning of these podcasts and shit. That's for sure. Yeah. I'm glad I've gotten comfortable enough where I can sit here, make fun of myself, tell some fucking emotional shit that I'm going through at the some time, and be okay with that. Right. My only hope is that anyone else who's going through the same shit I just went through, fucking you stumble across this one day and it helps you get through it.
Amen to that. Straight up.
Don chooses Doug Life. Doug Life chose me.